But for now, I added, stepping from his embrace, the bet is still on. Having Wade's arms around me generally makes me forget any other plans I may be pursuing. But I'd gotten my gumption back now, and I was determined. I'm going, and I'm doing it. The deck, I meant, and the newspaper column. The day was crisp and bright, the air tangy with sea salt, chamomile, and beach roses. So, why not? Let them all be amazed, I thought when I came back next week. My laptop, whose battery could be charged off the truck's battery, was in my pack, having finished the project and written 5,000 publishable words. I certainly would be. "I'll say goodbye to Sam and your dad for you," Wade said, as he walked around the truck one last time, eyeballing the tires and peering under it for fluid leaks. "Thanks." I swung up into the cab. My son, no longer a sourpuss little renegade, but an accomplished, pleasant-to-be-around young fellow, now that he wasn't drinking, had gone to the boatyard earlier to try helping a guy with a sailboat. Sam said the boat had a few problems, but at least it hadn't sunk yet, which he thought was a good sign. Meanwhile, my dad was spending mornings downtown lately at the woodworking shop he shared with a couple of other older Eastport gentlemen. Thinking of him made me hope Bella's bad mood wasn't marriage-related. But even if it was, I couldn't do anything about it. Ahead, Ellie pulled out in her own small sedan. I followed, pausing at the end of the driveway to look back at the house. With its neat white clapboards and forest green shutters, red brick chimneys, and porch flanked by pots of blooming geraniums, it looked solid and safe, like the kind of place I'd always wanted to live in. It looked like home. But then, on impulse, I glanced up, just in time to glimpse the faint, stealthy twitch of a curtain at one of the attic windows. "If you go, you might never see any of this again." That furtive curtain twitch seemed to signal. And that really was silly, I scolded myself. Maybe the death-aversary was preying on my emotions even more than I'd thought. Even now it seemed that my deceased ex-husband Victor had retained his talent for making me feel bad. That is, unless I stopped letting him by going about my business as planned. And anyway, with Wade waving behind me and Ellie already pulling out ahead, I didn't have much choice. So, swallowing the sudden lump in my throat, I set off down Key Street in the pickup truck. After all, there was that deck to complete and a newspaper column to write, or try to. Besides, the lake was beautiful this time of year, with cool, brilliant days whose sunshine was pale as champagne, night skies full of stars glittering like ice chips. It was quiet, too, now that the summer visitors had mostly gone home, the only sounds in the surrounding forest made by the wind and wildlife. If nothing else, I would have a peaceful time there. Yeah, sure I would. Once Jake and Ellie had left for the lake, Bella finished shampooing the carpet. She brought the rented rug shampoo machine back to the store, then managed to kill a little more time by mopping the kitchen floor, scrubbing all the knobs on the front of the stove with Comet cleanser and a toothbrush, and dusting the parlor piano, then polishing it with her secret mixture of lemon juice, olive oil, a drop of rose water, and beeswax. But her real task for the day still waited, and although she had been dreading it for weeks, she couldn't put it off forever. Once each year, rain or shine. So, with her kit of cleaning gear, she trudged upstairs to the guest bedroom. Still and silent, the room had a double bed in a spare maple frame, 2 matching maple bedside tables, and woven throw rugs. A roller shade and a pair of plain white cotton curtains hung at each of the 2 windows. A small television, never turned on that Bella could recall, stood on the maple dresser. "Don't be silly," she scolded herself as, after hesitating in the doorway a moment, she went in. After all, just because a person had died in a room didn't mean it was haunted, she decided as she took down the curtains, pulled the sheets, the pillowcases, and the white chenille bedspread into a pile and rolled up the throw rugs. If it did, the whole house would be thronged with ghosts.